building like a Jew. Flight boss, bitch, yeah, I'm godly in the spirit. Doing mental gymnastics, my karate esoteric, yeah. Why are you lost? Why are you lost? What do you follow? You unfulfilled, that's how you know Earth wasn't so hollow.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your yin yang truth seeker, Donnie. Not that Donnie, but this Donnie. And today on the House of Donald, I wanted to make a video talking about the beast within, because we all have an inner beast within us. And this beast within us was created due to our upbringing. You can possibly trace it back to your childhood. And over the years, you used it as a method to protect you. Some refer to this beast as your ego. Some refer to it as thuggies. And others refer to it as demons, narcissists. To be quite honest with you, we all have an inner narcissist within us, And actually, to be intuitive, to be like an empath, you at one point had to be a narcissist because you was projecting onto the world after realizing the world wasn't understanding you to a degree, right? And because the world had a lack of understanding you learn over the years how to protect yourself with this face that you gave off to the world. And I think for some of us, this face isn't working anymore, right? Because since your intuition is now turned on from doing the spiritual inner work, you're now being faced with a crossroads with your intuition and your ego, right? Like old methods that you used to do towards people's, whether it was manipulation and trying to find a way to make a wrong a right. Yeah, those methods possibly don't work anymore. And it's not working because your intuition won't allow it to work. Your intuition is telling you otherwise. Your ego wants to act out a made-up character, this made-up character that you've been projecting onto life for some time. But now that your intuition is on, you're like battling this ego every day. Every day is a battle. And the battle was within you the whole time. I don't know if anyone told you this, but it's an inner battle within you, within your headspace, between your ego and your intuition. Now, your ego knows patterns, it knows routines, it knows how to keep the cycle going. But your intuition, on the other hand, it desires to try new things, to experience a new sense of norm, right? But in order to experience this new sense of norm, you have to do the shadow work, because you possibly have skeletons in your closet. And behind these skeletons is that beast. But behind that beast is an inner child, which I like to refer to as your moon sign, right? Like a lot of we act out our sun sign, but we barely attend to the moon sign because, well, to be quite frank with you, a lot of people aren't aware of their birth chart, right? So your moon sign is basically your intuitive side, where you get your intuition from. Your sun sign is your ego. It's how you project onto the world. And your rising is how the world perceive that sun sign. Like I'm a Cancerian sun, my rising is Sagittarius, so people perceive me as a philosopher, a empath, psychic. I don't tell them to perceive me this way. They perceive me this way based off their experiences with me, right? But because I know of my birth chart, I understand why. So this video, I guess, is about understanding your birth chart especially your sun, moon, and rising. Because some people's might relate more to their rising or their moon sign more than their sun sign. Your sun sign is like the collective. It's how you relate to the world, right? So I relate to the world as a Cancerian, but my emotions are of a Taurus, and I wear the mask of a Sagittarius. So I can get flunked out in my own feelings sometimes because I got that earth supporting that water, and earth and water, that goes hand in hand. But at times when you look at it spiritually wise, that can just create mud, just a lot of mud, like a lot of like extra messy and petty, right? Because earth is down to earth clearly, and water is all about feeling and remembering. And so I can get flunked out in my own imagination sometimes to the point that I will fail to see the greater cause, the bigger picture, right? Because I'm too I'm too focused into my own feelings about how I feel, about how a person made me feel about some shit. So that can happen occasionally. But I'm trying to make that happen rarely because I'm aware of these energies, right? So I'm using me as an example to a degree. But I'm no narcissist. And once upon a time, I think I consider myself a narcissist. Like I said, I think we all have a little bit of a narcissist within all of us. And I think when I consider myself a narcissist, it was due to dealing with narcissists, Like sometimes you can become a product of your environment, you know. But once you take accountability and responsibility of your actions and your reactions, you can make your environment a product of you, because the type of vibe and energy that you give off to the world will require people to match that particular vibe, because you became an individual once you start listening to your intuition, which comes from your moon sign, right? Once you start taking care of that inner child like an adult while being your own father and mother, governing your thought forms and desires, people's around you will have to match that frequency. They can't just come at you in any type of way, and they will know that just based off how you displaying yourself. How are you displaying yourself? Because everything around you is a reflection of you. In life, we just project, and we manifest our reflections. So if you have a partner that you're not getting along with right now, hey, that's some shit that you gotta, there's some inner work you gotta do. That, I'm not saying it ain't your partner's fault, but I'm also not saying it ain't your fault. Especially, I'm not saying it ain't your fault, because it is your fault. Rather you like it or you don't like it, it's all your fault. Everything in life is your fault. As long as you start being like since you've been aware of the consequences of your actions, your life being your fault. Okay, since you've been aware, I don't know how long you've been aware. You might have been aware since you was like 10 years old. I don't know. 7. For some, they say, when you 7 years old, that's when you become the person you're about to be for the rest of your life. 7 years old, that's when you become the soul, your individual self and whatnot. After experiencing 7 years on earth. 7 heaven. Anyways, I'm rambling at this point, but I just wanted to make a quick video about the beast within all of us that some of us run away from because we have like so many excuses to keep it going, right? So if you find yourself being one of those individuals that have like basically so many excuses to be flunked out, start facing the person in the mirror. Because like if everybody have the same problem with you to the point that it's a pattern, then maybe they're not the problem. Maybe you're the problem to some degree, not all the way, but trust your intuition. Learn to trust your intuition. Quit being ego based if you are. And yeah, that's all I got. ThisDonnie signing out.